안녕하세요. 안정현입니다. Welcome back to Let's Speak Korean. Scott and Christine are here as usual. 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요, Scott입니다.
안녕하세요, Christine입니다.
Let me ask you two a question before we start. Tell me, do you guys like to travel?
My reason for living is to travel.
Really?
I love to.
What about you, Christine?
Yeah, I really enjoy traveling. I've been to the Philippines and China and Japan.
Wow. How do you guys communicate when you're traveling through a country where you don't speak the language?
Yeah, that's kind of the problem. Usually body language or that can kind of get you most places.
And Christine, what about you?
Well, I love to shop. So before I travel to another country, I always make sure to learn how much is it. So before I came to Korea, I learned how to ask 얼마예요.
얼마예요? How much is it? I didn't know you were such a shopaholic, Christine.
I am.
Well, what we're going to learn today is what you should know as a polite visitor to Korea. Now, can you guess what it is?
Probably thank you.
That's a good guess.
Okay.
Okay. It always helps to know how to say thank you when you're traveling through or living in another country. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. But take a look at the next scene first.
Hello everyone, this is Scott again. I've been trying to work out a lot lately, so a friend of mine suggested that I go to the Pal Cheukwan because of all the different stuff they have going on there. The only problem is I'm not sure how to get to it. See if I can find the way. 실례지만 팔 체육관이 어디입니까?
이쪽으로 돌아가시면 됩니다.
고맙습니다.
고맙습니다.
천만에요.
천만에요.
Now where is that place? I know I'm getting close. Excuse me. 실례지만 팔 체육관이 어디에입니까?
바로 저기예요.
네, 고맙습니다.
고맙습니다.
멀요? 멀요.
Wow, I finally found the gym. Now it's time to go and make a new and improved Scott. See ya.
Okay, why don't we practice too? Scott, Christine, repeat after me. 고맙습니다.
고맙습니다.
Christine.
고맙습니다.
And then here's a more polite way to say thank you. 감사합니다.
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 Good. Like this, when somebody does something nice for you, you say 고맙습니다 or 감사합니다. I'm sure they'll be impressed by how polite you are. Now let's talk about when you do something nice for other people. They'll say 고맙습니다 or 감사합니다. And here's what you say. Watch. Scott, 감사합니다.
천만 something.
에요.
천만에요.
천만에요. Good. Yes, when Scott thanked people, they responded by saying either 천만에요 or 뭘요. It's equivalent to you're welcome or don't mention it in English. Let's practice. Repeat after me. 천만에요.
천만에요.
Christine?
천만에요.
Okay, this time, the other one. 뭘요.
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 Okay. Now let's listen to some native speakers for more examples.
고맙습니다.
뭘요?
감사합니다.
별 말씀을요.
고맙습니다.
괜찮습니다.
감사합니다.
천만에요.
See how many different ways there are to say thank you and you're welcome? Now we'll have Scott and Christine practice some of the expressions. Scott, do you want to say thank you to Christine? And Christine, you want to respond?
Okay. 고맙습니다.
뭘요?
It's 뭘요.
뭘요?
It means don't mention it, right?
Okay.
Okay. Now this time, Christine, you say thank you.
Sure. 감사합니다.
별 말씀을요.
별 말씀을요. One more time. Christine, do you want to repeat that? 별 말씀을요.
별 말씀을요.
Good. It's like saying, what are you talking about, right? It's okay, right?
Okay.
Okay, Scott, one more time. Try another expression. Thank
Okay.
you.
고맙습니다.
괜찮습니다.
It's 괜찮습니다.
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 Excellent. It's like saying that's okay, no problem, right?
Okay.
All right, now let's take a look at Focus In for a review of what we talked about so far.
찾아주셔서 감사합니다.
별 말씀을요.
감사합니다.
천만에요.
도와주셔서 감사합니다.
뭘요? 괜찮습니다.
Okay, now we're going to talk about numbers. There are two kinds of numbers in Korean. One is pure Korean numbers, and the other is Sino-Korean numbers. They're called Sino-Korean numbers because they come from Chinese. Now, today we're only going to learn pure Korean numbers. Let's see if Scott and Christine know anything about Korean numbers. Do you guys know anything about Korean numbers?
Well, there's what, 1, 2, 3, etc.
And
right?
those are what I just called Sino-Korean numbers.
okay.
Okay, we're going to talk about that next time. Christine, you know anything?
Only when I'm shopping, and I know things such as baekwon, cheonwon, manwon.
Money. You know how to count money. That's good too. Well, baek, cheon, man can be both pure Korean numbers and Sino-Korean numbers. We'll talk about that a little later. For now, let's look at this chart here and learn some pure Korean numbers. Okay, repeat after me, Scott and Christine. 하나,
하나,
둘,
둘,
셋,
셋,
넷,
넷,
다섯,
다섯,
여섯,
여섯,
일곱,
일곱,
여덟,
여덟,
아홉,
아홉,
열,
열,
스물,
스물,
백,
백,
천,
천,
만.
만.
Okay, Scott, look at the chart and say it one more time slowly from 1 to 10.
Okay. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열.
Okay, this time Christine from 20 to 10,000.
Okay, 스물, 백,
백,
천,
천.
만.
Good. Now, pure Korean numbers are used when counting things. Now, we have some apples and peanuts. Oh, almonds. They're almonds in front of Scott and Christine. Let's practice counting them. Scott, tell me how many apples there are.
Okay, let me see. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯. 다섯.
다섯?
Yeah.
Okay.
다섯
Just one
사과?
thing though. Just one thing though. Okay. When you count things, you add the word 개 after the number. So Scott should have said 다섯 개 있습니다, meaning there are 5. Okay. This time, Christine, try counting the almonds.
Okay, Scott has been eyeing these during the whole program. So let me.
So have I actually.
Okay, 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 여섯,
다섯.
다섯,
And then 여섯.
여섯. I need some
일곱.
help. 일곱,
여덟.
여덟, 아홉,
아홉.
열.
열. And since you don't know from 11 to 19, just
Yeah.
skip over them and
Okay, yeah, I don't know, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 스물.
and then
Okay.
and then the word
스물 개
있습니다.
있습니다.
Almost, Christine.
Okay.
Almost. Okay. Why don't we take a look at the chart one more time because there's something else I need to tell you. I already told you that pure Korean numbers are used mostly to count things, and when you count things, you usually have a noun that comes after it, a unit noun, like 개 that we just talked about. And when these numbers are combined with nouns, numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 20 change slightly. So instead of 하나, we get 한 개. Instead of 둘, we have 두 개. Instead of 셋, 세 개. Instead of 넷, 네 개. And for 스물, we have 스무 개. Okay?
Wow, I thought I was doing really well.
You were.
Yeah, I didn't know those. I thought you were doing pretty well too.
Yes, Christine. What's important is that you tried, right?
I guess so.
I'm going to give you another chance, though.
Okay.
So listen to my question and answer me in Korean, okay? 남자친구가 몇 명 있습니까? Here, 몇 명 means how many people.
Okay, so you're asking me how many boyfriends I have?
Yep.
Okay, let's see, getting personal. 10명 있습니다.
That's a lot, Christine. What's your secret?
Well, if I told you, it wouldn't be a secret.
That's
so
true.
let's just say I'm kind of popular.
Wow. There's this thing going on in Korea called princess disease. Have you heard of that?
Hey, how can you say that? I thought you were my friend, Scott.
Oh, come on, Scott was just kidding. All right, I think this is a good time to take a break. It's now time to go to Vivian and Korea Alive. Take a look.
Hello, I'm Vivian Kwan. Today, we're continuing our studies of the homonyms. Now, if you're sitting out there thinking, what's a homonym? Then let me remind you. A homonym is a word with several different meanings. Remember? Okay, then let's get started. Now, our first word for today is 다리. 다리 means two different things. Now, the first meaning of 다리 is a leg or legs. You can say something like 다리가 길다. And the second meaning of 다리 is a bridge. So you want to say 다리를 건너다. Okay? All right. What's the next word for today? Next word is 비. 비 also has two different meanings. And the first one is rain. 비가 내린다 means it's raining. The second meaning of 비 is a broom, the thing you sweep the floor with. Okay? All right. What's the next word? Now the next word is noon. If you pronounce noon long, like noon, then it means snow. But if you pronounce it short, like noon, then it means eyes, like the ones on your face. And you can say 눈이 예쁩니다 to compliment someone on their eyes. Okay, now our next one is 병. This word also differs in meaning by the way you pronounce it. If you say 병, it means sickness or illness, as in 병이 났습니다. But if you say 병 short, then it is a bottle. For example, 병이 3개 있습니다. Okay, now when you think of homonyms in Hangul, you can think of it in two different ways. There are some homonyms that are pronounced the same yet different meanings, but there are also some homonyms that are written the same but pronounced differently to mean different things. Got that? Okay, then I'll be back with more homonyms next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Vivian. And we're back for a review before we say goodbye. Scott, we learned how to say thank you today.
Right. There was 고맙습니다 and 감사합니다.
Right, and we also talked about pure Korean numbers, 1 to 10, Christine.
Okay, 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱,
여덟,
여덟, 아홉, 열.
Excellent. Next time, we're going to talk about Sino-Korean numbers. We're also going to learn how to tell time. So join us then. 안녕히 계세요.
안녕히 계세요.